Ready? Action!
Hello everyone, my name is Lucia, I'm from Argentina and I'm the lead game developer for this project. Especially my friends, they are all into games and game development, and I think they played a major part of what I wanted to study. And my family does understand what I do. I don't show them my projects, but they support me on the distance and help me whenever I need it. Well, there are so many games to think about, but I think the Fallout series are the main games that got me into game development, starting with Fallout 3, because they have a lot of choices to make within the dialogue and there's so many fun interactions that I was like, okay, I need to do something like this at some point, and yeah, that's why. Well, I think I started doing game development not for fun at first, but for the studies, and one of the most important projects that I worked on was for my diploma at SAE. It helped me have a very insight of what I was learning and implementing what I learned into this final presentation of my project, because I gathered everything I knew back then and made a somewhat functional game. Not pretty because I'm not a game artist, but it worked. Well, that's really a really good question, because I'm not usually someone that talks a lot with people, so I tend to keep things for myself. I think mostly I somewhat canalize all that energy or bad energy that I get from being stressed or really tired, and I put it into either gym or playing games with my friends. That helps me relax more. So I think that's a good way to canalize everything. Yes, I worked with Unity, recently with Unreal. This project is made with Unreal, but for Unity I used it mostly on my previous modules at SAE. We started with basic command development using C# with Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio. And then we advanced into somewhat more complete projects. I remember one of the projects that I made was an RTS game that I thought I could make, but I realized midway that it was a lot of work and a lot of stress as well, because not everything was going to work as I wanted to. But I really liked it. It was a nice experience. So. Well, I think visuals and storytelling is really important, because you need to let the other people on the other side of the screen know what is going on, and somewhat be familiarized with Japanese culture as well. But in my case, I think the most important thing is mechanics, especially in the animations of combat, because our main character, he is the villain that's about to fight someone that is starting a rebellion or resistance. So there must be Japanese combat style within those animations to picture, okay, we're in Japan and I don't know, like samurai type of fighting would be fitting. Well, the cinema bar, we usually we thought about making it somewhat like half moon, or like a circle and a half, and implement it within the character's dash. So every time you dash, you consume that stamina, and I will make it with the UI inside Unreal Engine and using its blueprint. So whenever you dash, it's called, and a part of that stamina is withdrawn from the circle. And as for the AI, initially I thought of making an empty arena with a trigger in the middle, maybe at the beginning, so when the character enters that trigger, the enemy knows that, okay, he is there, I must go to him and attack him. There are so many games, again, but for this question I will take Elden Ring. I like the way the character moves, the way it feels easy to control, yet somewhat challenging at the same time when you're fighting a boss. And it's fun to play, so